Alright folks, we've left the car wrecks and I came up here off of the trail and saw these rock piles and thought they were pretty interesting to look at. Especially that large pile right there. There's that one. And more over there. So when I first saw these, I thought two things. Either old home foundation or old graves. But now that I'm up close on them, they don't appear to be either one. I think that more than likely this is a sign of either somebody cutting a road through here a very, very long time ago, or farmers clearing their fields of field stones and leaving them in piles here. Let me know what you think. And just off the trail up here, we have another pile of rock in the woods. There's one there and there. And underneath the soil here, it's extremely rocky, so I think that that's definite signs of somebody doing some land clearing at sometime in the past. All right, so we've just come upon something really cool, but before I show you that, I want to show you this. Right off the side of this hill, it's another rock garden, like we found on the big camping adventure on the video just before we got lost. There's a little toad. Well, there's a big toad. There he is. Come back here. Come back here. There he is. But anyway, there's another rock garden. And again, to me, this doesn't look natural. This looks like where somebody's cleared off the land. And well, in this case, we've got evidence that that's what was going on. All right, so here we are. We've come across the ruins of a definite home site out here. And all that's left standing is the chimney, and it looks like it's just barely standing. Look at all of that, just supported by those two rocks right there. Now I don't see a foundation footprint of this home like I did at the other sites that we came to. So it's hard to tell exactly how big it would have been, but I think it probably would have been a pretty small cabin from what we can see here. So I'm really glad we got this one on video today, because it looks like it's just about to fall apart. As you can see here, there's already been a pretty substantial collapse. So this will soon turn into a chimney pile. And I've said before, old chimneys are like tombstones for houses. And as I'm out here, I wonder all the usual questions. What early settler built this place? What were their lives like? And what became of them? And also where they're buried. Now, this probably would have been a beautiful place to live, because all of this growth around us, all these woods around us, these are pretty young trees, and the river is just straight down there. So if you can picture it without the trees and this house sitting up here on the hill with a beautiful view of the river, it must have been quite the place to live. Now, walking back here, I saw this a moment ago. It's just a piece of pottery, which of course we're going to leave that right there. Or I said a piece of pottery. I meant a piece of china. Something that it's almost hard to believe that these early settlers used and ate off of. Here's another piece. All right, so our chimney is right there. And over here we have where they got their water from, this old well. And this one is open, as so many we've seen recently, but it's not very deep. It's probably been filled in at some point. I love this sort of stuff. Seeing these remains of early settlers' homes, it never gets old. All right, so we're back on the trail and I see something else super cool. And this I didn't know was out here. So I love finding things like this. We'll go ahead and just cut off the trail and go check it out. So we have found our second home site out here. And you know what? This is pretty interesting because this looks like actually two homes. Yeah, this was two different homes right here. This is pretty cool. Originally, when I saw this through the trees, I thought we had a chimney on one end of the house and another chimney on the other end of the house, but this is two different homes. Well, somebody's been out here relic hunting for us. Old pieces of pottery. And old pieces of china. Look at this guy back here. Well, he went back in his shell, but there's some kind of snail. Well, this is an absolutely amazing find, guys. Like I said, I didn't know this was out here, and so this definitely shows us that this was probably a pretty large farming community at one time here. And I love seeing all of the relics just piled up there for us to look at by somebody. That's really cool. Now, it's actually illegal to take any kind of relics from this park, so we've got to leave everything there. And here we have another opened well. Now, this well was set in place between these two homes. That one's been pretty well filled in as well. So the other chimney is pretty well collapsed. So Cody just pointed this out to me, how absolutely flat and level this ground is out here where these home sites are. Because these are some pretty serious rolling hills all around. But also, what's super interesting, over here, we've got a rock wall. And we have an opening in the wall right here before it continues around that way. And then it looks like we may have some mild terracing in the ground too. So this is absolutely amazing to find this old home site. I love finding stuff that I didn't know was out here, something I wasn't expecting, but as usual, we find even more forgotten history. Now this is super cool. I've got questions as to why these houses, they both look like they were very small houses, but are side by side here with a well in the middle. I almost wonder if we might not be looking at the remains of maybe either tenant farmers or old slave dwellings. And that would be really historical if that's what it is. Look at that old wood. It's still supporting a lot of this chimney. You can see it's been charred by controlled burning out here. All right guys, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing this today. I think this is super amazing to see this home site here, the other house there, and the first home site we saw. Not to mention the old cars, which are a lot newer than these houses out here. I absolutely love finding this sort of history. I love being able to come out here and experience it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And there's more relics right here. If you guys know maybe an age on this pottery, let me know down in the comments. Because this would help us date the age of the house. Alright guys, I got distracted there for a second. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next adventure.